Morning, everyone. This is Nitro. I guess you get to spend a day with Nitro. I just got out of the shower, scrubbed my big biker butt, and this is a morning with Nitro. It's kind of sad right now because, my wife's in the hospital, everybody. It's quiet. Nitro ain't used to it being quiet around my house. I got to deal with these guys right here. Let me show you. This one right here, Bubba. See, he was ignoring his daddy right now. While I'm in the shower, he wants to howl. Because his mommy's not here. Because I'm such a big spoiled mommy's boy. And there's Miss Princess, Miss Lackadaisical, she just don't care. She's all lovey-dovey and it's all good, everything's always good. But this one right here, Major Rottweiler, if you leave him alone for more than 2 seconds, he's got to howl and cry like somebody it was just the end of the world. So instead of today being Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, it's Mr. Nitro in the hood. All right, everybody. Trying to get my day started. Said the surgery went well. ICU was a little touch and go. Moving her from from ICU to recovery was kind of you have to understand it's kind of it's tough because you're pushing her from one floor to another, a lot of bumps in and out of rooms. The poor kid that was pushing her with about 1,000-pound bed, nobody would help him. I can't walk, I'm half crippled. I'm trying to carry around my wife's bag that she packed everything in the house in. Weighs like 6,000 tons. I couldn't keep up with him. Damn near lost him a couple times because he's got a bed that's got an engine in it like a Harley-Davidson CVO. And I finally caught up with him. We got her into the room. It was a problem. Nobody on the nurse's station would help this poor kid get that ginormous bed that's the size of a school bus into that little tiny room. Got her in the room. They went to do the bed swap where they put the beds level. And nobody went on 3. So normally, as an old disabled paramedic that used to work for Davenport Medic, you're on 3. You got 2 on one side, 2 on the other. You're supposed to gently slide the patient over to the other bed. This was more like somebody driving over her with a semi because nobody did 3. Everybody just went when they wanted to, so it was a rough bang, 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 all the way over to the other bed. Which doesn't make Nitro happy. And when Nitro ain't happy, things get real ugly, everybody. Yeah, so let's calm down. Let's take a breath, everybody. Whew. Nitro didn't. That fuse was getting short. But we got her to bed. That first night was not too bad. The next day, I drove home. It was a late day. The surgery was 10 hours. ICU. I drove home late that night in a downpour rain. And in Missouri on 218, and then coming down 136, you're in country roads, so in a downpour and it's blacktop and the white lines have worn out, you can't tell if you're on the road or you're on the gravel. So, I got home, got some much needed rest, got back up, took a shower, went straight back up there. That day wasn't too bad until they went to pull her urinary tube. The lady, personally feel the lady put too much. She put 600 milliliters of water back in her to flush her out. Personally, I think she should have only had maybe 50 to 100 mils, just enough liquid to flush out the urinary tract. They filled her bladder so full that it pretty much cut off the tube that's supposed to be draining her infection stuff out of her. She started swelling up and turning red, and the pain she was in on a pain scale of 1 to 10 was a 20. It was like somebody was pouring battery acid on her private parts. I have a messed up back and neck. I pressed the nurse call button. Nobody would come for over an hour. So I was physically picking my wife up out of the bed, putting her on the toilet because they had one of them porta potties in there. And when you're picking up dead weight like that, who just had surgery, she's got a needle in her back that's supposed to be giving her pain meds that ain't working. Pick her up, sit her on the porta potty, hold her while she's crying and screaming that it burns, trying to get her to go potty. And then, she'd sit like that for 10, 15 minutes until the pain got so much she's crying, put me back in the bed, pick her up, put her back. Now, I did this 5 or 6 times before a nurse walked back into the room. And then when they finally did, all of a sudden it was an emergency. They had 3 nurses. They had the on-call surgeon. My thing was, medically, I know you put too much water in my wife. This drain tube's not draining the way it's supposed to be. Personally felt that night surgeon should have called her original surgeon that did the surgery and had her had that drain tube either fixed or found out a way to put the her tube back in so she could go potty. And it came time for me to leave. I was awful upset. I couldn't walk. My back was spasming so bad I wound up having to need help to get to the car. And with that being that, I come home, said, a lot of prayers. And she came through. She pulled through the next morning. Of course, by then, everything had settled down. Everything's okay. Today is her first day she gets to eat food, everybody. So I just want my wife home by Christmas. It's quiet here. Nitro doesn't do well with things being quiet. I got work I need to get done on Carlita. I got new parts. I got the front light bar. I got the new lights. I got swing arm covers. I need to get the bike up and I need to make it Nitro's bike. So, anybody that rides a Harley Davidson, if you know anything and you work on your own bikes, you got to make it yours. So, you guys all, if you watched our channel for a while, you seen I had to sell Amazing Grace, which she was my sweetheart for years. And we sold her and downgraded to this 2006. But I have to make it mine. Her name is Carlita. And she's a Cholo lowrider. Nitro fell in love with her. Found her in a donkey show down in Mexico somewhere. Ha ha. But, now you're going to look at Daddy with them big sad elbows. Okay, here we go. This is what I get everybody. Are you going to be sad now? Where's Mommy? Are you sad? Did your girlfriend come and leave you? Did Miss Addie have to go home and now you're sad? Oh my goodness, Bobbies. What are we gonna do? Do I have to call Addie for you so you can talk to Addie on the phone? 'Cause you're so sad your girlfriend left? Well, her was only down here for a couple days helping your mommy, Bobbies. Yeah. So I guess it's just you and Daddy now having to wait on Mommy come home. Sometimes I swear they look at you like they understand everything you're saying. Ain't that right, people? So yeah, here it is. Here with Nitro. I'm trying to get dressed. Just got out the shower. I got one boot laced, the other one unlaced, so we could do like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Hey everybody, this is how Nitro puts on his boots. Well, this is Mr. Nitro's neighborhood, and this is how a biker puts on his boots. Oh, everybody, let me get you all straightened up. So when you're a big fat guy, you gotta... Just kidding, everybody. So, I know we've got some new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. We love you. And stay along for the journey. Sometimes it gets a little crazy up in here, I'll tell you what. And the other night I was trying to get Black Dragon know what the hell was going on while I was trying to talk to him. He didn't understand. Yeah, Black Dragon. Miss Marine Brat. A lot of you don't understand when she's on. If she's on her phone and on your show, she's known as Maureen Shadden, aka Brat. So she pops on, talks to you guys once in a while, but none of you know it's Brat. So I'm just letting you know. Yeah. Pretty quiet, pretty crazy around here. Trying to figure out what to do from one day to the next. I got laundry done, dishes done, vacuum cleaned, couch made, dogs taken care of, fed, watered. Now I gotta take care of Nitro. And taking care of Nitro sometimes can be a little bit crazy. But anyway, I was on the show with you the other night, BD. I'm not sure if you was understand what I was saying. When it comes to veteran suicide, please call out. Please call a brother. Please talk to somebody. I didn't get that chance with my dad. I seen him one night. We was cool. We partied. We got drunk. He fell down, broke his nose. I helped him clean his nose up. We passed out in his house. And then 3 days later, they found him. Had no clue he was depressed, everybody. So reach out, guys. It's the only thing that's going to help. Just reach out to a brother. And as a son of a Legionnaire, I miss my father every day, everybody. And I'm not trying to, my dad was a butthead. We argued, we fought. He beat my butt more times than I needed it beat. But he raised a pretty good kid. So, as far as I'm concerned, becoming a millwright and then, becoming a paramedic. And my pops was pretty proud of me, everybody. I had quit smoking, so a lot of you didn't know, Nitro quit smoking for about 2 years while I was doing the paramedic thing and going through my millwright apprenticeship. I also ran a homeless shelter, Christian Family Care Center in Rock Island, Illinois. I was their assistant manager. They had a homeless shelter and a women's abuse shelter. So we had 3 houses that we would take women that were abused in stash houses. And then we also had the homeless shelter. So I was kind of in charge of all that. I never burned a bridge anywhere I've ever worked. I always left with a letter of recommendation. And I have a whole briefcase full of that. If any of y'all would love to see all my letter of recommendations from anywhere I've ever worked in my life, I have a whole suitcase full of them. As well as certificates, as well as degrees, as well as patches from when I was on the ambulance. I have all that. I don't lie. It is who I am, and there's no reason for me to tell you any different. You see a biker, you look at my wife because of her cancer and her Crohn's. We've had trolls come on and talk, say things they shouldn't have said about my poor wife, but she takes it with a grain of salt. I try to tell her to delete it and block it. Sometimes that pain travels a little farther back than it should. But that's trolls. I try to explain to her those are just trolls. Don't listen to it. I'm feeling a little bit better, other than my back spasming. I'm gonna take some pain medication to try to. I have muscle spasm pills for my back pain. Try to get that calmed down a little bit. Other than that, people, I mean, here we go. Let's just take a walk around.